I want to talk for a second about food. Now, it's something we all can talk about. It's something that many of us can come to agreement with. Some of us have different tastes and loves for food, whether you like tacos more than like Chinese food or whatever. We all can talk about food forever. And with that being said, I feel like despite differences, I feel like there's one thing that a majority of us have in common when it comes to preferences in food, and that one common thing is chocolate. Chocolate, for me, is something that has always been something to help cure foul moods. If you're having a bad day, something that can turn your frown upside down. And it's just good. So it doesn't matter how you're feeling. If you have chocolate, it's always going to improve your mood. Unfortunately, though, too much of a good thing can be harmful, and this is the case with chocolate. If we consume too much of it, it's going to add to our waistlines, and that's something that I know a lot of us don't want to have happen. So what if I were to tell you guys that essentially you can have your cake and eat it too? What if I told you that you can still consume chocolate and yet it can actually be beneficial for you and make your body healthy? With that in mind, my purpose today is to inform and persuade those of you who, like me, like to exercise regularly, or for those of you who are still trying to get into a groove of exercising or just trying to lead an active lifestyle in general. One of the things that a lot of people don't really like about exercising is the way we feel afterwards. We feel sore, we feel tired. My purpose today is to tell you that chocolate milk, if it's consumed after workouts, is capable of helping your body heal and recover so that you don't feel sore and that you can still have that motivation to keep working out and improve your life. So you may be asking yourself, how does it help my body recover? Is there science to this claim to prove what you're saying is right? And how does it compare to other supplements that are on the market that have the same claim? I'm going to answer these questions for you today. So let's start with, how does it help my body recover? Now, as most of us know, food is, for the most part, made up of three different things: fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Chocolate milk has all three, but specifically, let's talk about the protein and the carbohydrates. There has been research to show that chocolate milk has an optimal ratio that our bodies want and need when we exercise and we exhaust ourselves and we break down muscle. And that ratio is 4 to 1. So, for example, 4 grams of carbs to 1 gram of protein is the ratio that our bodies need. Several studies and several websites, you can look this up online anywhere. It will all say chocolate milk has that 4 to 1 ratio. So is there evidence to prove this? And there really is. Several studies have come out in the last few years of chocolate milk being just as effective, if not more effective, as some of these supplements that are out in the market. And one study, for example, comes from the University of Indiana. One of the professors there, his name is Joel Stager. He's a physiologist, exercise physiologist. He performed a study where he had different groups consume different things and one of them being chocolate milk, and he wanted to see how these people recovered and performed in exercises after they had already performed an exercise. So what they did was they exercised to exhaustion, they consumed their product immediately after the workout, and again 2 hours later, and then 4 hours after the workout they exercised to exhaustion again. And what their studies found is, with its high carbohydrate and protein content, chocolate milk is considered an effective alternative to commercial fluid replenishing and carbohydrate replenishing beverages for recovery from exhausting exercise. Another study was performed at Northumbria University in the United Kingdom, and they set things up very similarly, and they came to the same conclusion. They said chocolate milk is an effective recovery aid after prolonged endurance exercise. Endurance exercise, things like running or biking or swimming and things like that. Now, I know not a lot of us exercise like that, and not a lot of us prefer cardiovascular exercise. I'm kind of guilty on that. I mostly do weightlifting. And for me, in my experience, I've been consuming chocolate milk after workouts for over a year easily. And in my experience, I work out really hard. I like to work out and make sure that I'm exhausted and worn out with my weightlifting. And in my experience, I don't feel sore later. I don't feel sore the next day or two, and it's just that motivation that you get from not being sore that gets you keep going back to the gym and exercising. That's something that I've definitely benefited from. I've seen results and improved health and overall confidence and just demeanor about my whole life, and how I appear and how I look and how I perform in activities. So with all that being said, these tests compare different products to chocolate milk. How does it compare to those products? Now, one second. In a word, cheaper. Chocolate milk, if we're going to do price comparisons, because we're college students, that's what we're all worried about. We want to spend as little money as possible. How does it compare to different things? Now, in the first test done at the University of Indiana, they used a product called Endurox. You can look this up on Amazon. It's a product that is a powder. It's very similar in nature to what was stated earlier, that optimal 4-to-1 ratio. Now, you can order this, and 28 serving containers are $50. A little expensive, right? That's, I know I've been guilty of it at times, and that kind of brings me up to my next point. I've been known at times to purchase big tubs of protein, like whey protein. And that's another thing that a lot of people use, and a lot of people will tell you that you should use to recover. Now, protein powders, they come in different sizes, they come in different flavors, they come in different amounts. For college students' sake, I know a lot of people go to Walmart and buy protein there, and there's protein products there that are $20, which is somewhat reasonable. But again, it only has 17 servings in that, and you can see this for yourself at Walmart if you go to the supplement section and look at these different proteins. Have those in mind. Now let's talk about chocolate milk. You can get a gallon, which serving sizes for gallons of chocolate milk, the container has 16 servings. You can get chocolate milk for as little as $1.78. So if you do the math, I'm not going to do it for you, you just think of it for yourself. How much chocolate milk can you buy for not only $20, let alone $50? And it's a no-brainer, in my opinion. And in my experience, it's definitely the same. It's a no-brainer. In conclusion, let's wrap things up. My purpose today was to explain to you guys why chocolate milk is such an effective way to recover from exercise. Those of you who lead an active lifestyle, those of you who are trying to exercise regularly, you literally are able to satisfy your sweet tooth with chocolate milk as you lead this lifestyle. And as I said, if you consume it right, it's going to help you out. Unfortunately for you guys, the only way for you to know for yourself 100% if what I'm saying is true is for you to try it yourself. So your sweet tooth is calling and it wants chocolate milk,